ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Jakks-specific world of Nintendo Ultraviolet Giant Metroid figure and Standard Giant Metroid figure. Just how giant is this Giant Metroid figure? I'm dying. Oh yeah, with the claws fully stretched out like so, it's not gonna be too high off the ground, but when you get the lad in your hands, this is a big cryptid jellyfish. So to get this done and out of the way first, the bottom of the Metroid is painted and it is detailed. It has a very nice dark maroon color going on here, but as you can see, the mouth, butt, whole thing really doesn't match up with the little mandible parts over here. They're not fully painted. Jakks-specific at their best. But no, in all seriousness, the detail and everything, it looks really, really good on this figure. I especially love that the little mandible claws over here all have ridges and they're very nicely detailed, and you can see a little bit of a grayish dry brushing going on over here. You can see it a little bit more on this one because, surprise, surprise, Jakks-specific really didn't paint it in a way where it was evenly distributed. The lovely detailing and somewhat questionable paint will follow this lovely little deathly jellyfish all the way around, even to the front. And yes, it does look very, very good. Well, yes, the differing colors over here does kind of leap out and just kind of attack you. Thankfully, it doesn't suck your life force away. And I don't know, I feel it's a lot less distracting from the front and the side. Well, not so much the back because these just look brighter. I don't know. This just looks a lot less distracting with this whole mismatching color issue going on. Now, taking a look into the dome. You can see a lot of truly fantastic detail going on in there. It is not of the greatest sight to see because this dome is rubbery and plasticky and squishy.
It's very important to have squishy Metroid.
The man was right though, you gotta have squishy Metroids. But again, the detail is sublime, and I like that a lot of these bumps are just being highlighted by the yellow. I do wish there was a little bit more paint variation on the dish over here. I really don't know any of the morphological terms for what is on a Metroid aside from the mandible claw mouth thing. But the baked lasagna meatballs that it's got going on for a head over here is very fantastic looking, and yet again, the highlights of the yellows on there really helps this thing pop out from a distance, as you can see. I mean, it's strange in and of itself. It's going to pop out regardless, but, you know, look at that. It's awesome. That's pretty much it. Squish, squish. Now, there is one more issue I have with the paint, and it's just that it's not of the greatest quality, as you can see over here. I've been very, very careful with this thing ever since I got it, and I've been trying to keep it in safe places. It has not fallen, but you take one good look at the claw, mandible over here, you can see that the paint is starting to crackle. There's random goops everywhere. I do like how it is painted, yes, but damn, man. I guess this just means that I'm just going to have to get more of these, which really isn't such a bad thing because I am ShinRob Metroid Fanjira over here, and these World of Nintendo figures have been rather notorious for being kind of, So I guess I really can't be too mad. Plus, I think I paid like, what, 15 bucks for this thing? Moving on!
It is time for the Ultraviolet Metroid.
Meh. This will simply not do. It is time to go into the dark. Yeah. One more light? Bro, this thing lights up a room, dude. Like, it is not a weak blacklight that we have going on here. Jakks-specific actually loaded this box up with a bunch of blacklights, and they're nothing to snip your nose at. They are actually really, really bright. Like, I'm genuinely surprised. Now, thankfully, you can find one of these used without a box, and if you have a blacklight or an ultraviolet light, anything like that, you will be able to essentially get the same little effect that's going on over here. So, if the box is muffed up, don't worry about it. And I can prove that for a fact right now. So as you can see, no box. This is the right Metroid. No box. Watch, watch. I swear this is going somewhere. I promise. Okay. Hold up. Oh, damn. Oh, oh, wait. There we go. There is no trick of the light here. All the lights are off. Ah, yes. How about I just do this in front of the camera so this doesn't look as awkward as it does, huh? I love how this thing looks with the black light on, with the ultraviolet light on it. It really does bring forth a lot of Jakks-specific strengths, and it's not just because of the gimmick, but the added paint on, like, the nucleus of the Metroid and everything really does bring out a lot of really fantastic details. Plus, I really gotta give him credit. These veins on the squishy dome, they look really, really good. Like, really, really, really good. And all of the black light reactant orange over here is just so very bright, so very nice. This is easily one of the coolest things that Jakks Pacific has done with the Metroid line and the World of Nintendo line in general. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get too close with the close-ups over here because the dome is really, really foggy. I don't know if it's because of the veins or whatever, or just how it's made this time around, but it was a lot dirtier when I got it in from the cellar, and, boy, I don't want to show no pictures. So, yeah, zooming in on this is really going to not prove to be very helpful because you really can't see anything too nicely, but you can see all of the orange paint in there. It honestly looks really, really nice, especially from afar. Like, with or without the black light, the orange paint is really, really cool, and I really do appreciate that the veins on the dome are visible without any help from the black light. Surprisingly enough, Jakks Pacific really did fix up the not matching issue. Like, I definitely think Ultraviolet Metroid got it a lot better than the standard Metroid, and I feel like it's a lot brighter over here too. The only thing you're really missing on this one are the darker tones that are bringing forth a lot of the folds and holes and other stuff going on the bottom. Here it's just kind of candy-y looking, so I don't know which one I like more, honestly. Now, this one might look a little bit lopsided to you all. That's because it totally is, because this thing, unfortunately, was a little bit damaged when I got it in. You can't really see it over here, but one of the pegs holding the part inside the dome and the bottom part together actually snapped. I was able to get it glued in, but I guess since this thing spent so much time crammed in a box, it really just like molded to such a way. It's really supposed to just look like this, but he do got a bit of a lean going on. But I personally love them all the same. Now let's get these black lights back on so I can show you the inside of the box, and maybe I'll be able to actually get better close-ups on the inside with the black lights activated. Would you just look at that? That looks awesome. But as you can see, there's going to be 3 black lights on the side of the inside of the box, and there's going to be 3 on the top as well. Well, technically 6, but just in a row of 3, which does help like really illuminate the Metroid and show off all of the black light reactant paint. Relactant. I was one of the many people that thought that the Metroid itself would just light up. I really wasn't expecting the box to, and I feel like you really could have done this a little bit better, Jakks Pacific, just a teens. But in that same breath, I think you guys totally knocked it out of the park. Now, when it comes to paint and detail on the original Troid over here, despite the crackling of the paint and the qualities over here, I do think I am still going to give this a solid star, because for Jakks Pacific, this thing looks a lot better than I really would have expected it to. Love the addition of the squishy dome, and when it comes to detail, I mean, where you can see it, it's there. Even where you can't see it, it's there. And I do feel, even though this is mismatching as heck, it does bring forth a lot of very nice details. I just wish the quality of the paint was a little bit better.
Didn't mention squish.
Yes, I mentioned squish. Now, when it comes to Ultraviolet Metroid over here, I have to actually rate it on a couple of different areas, because paint, fantastic. Detail, fantastic. Gimmick, beautiful. I mean, I have to do it again, man. I'm sorry. Oh, it's really not coming up too well on the webcam. Damn, what a shame. I blame this webcam not being of top tier quality. But no, this is a really, really super cool gimmick, and I do think it was fully realized with this. I just wish, yet again, that the Metroid itself is what lit up and it didn't need the box. But either way, paint, full star. Detail, full star. Gimmick, another full star from me. And now let's take a look at some pictures. Yet again, I really didn't have too many high expectations for these things. They looked good in the promo shots, but a lot of Jakks Pacific's products look better in the promo shots than they do in real life. Mind you, this was before the KOTM line came to be, so I really didn't have too much to work off of other than what I had seen on YouTube. But I really am impressed with this. Even with the minor flaws that both of these little figures have, I do think that Jakks Pacific kind of overperformed with these. is. Now, if only they could produce Metroid figures that look just as good as their Sonic stuff does, because it is insane how great that stuff looks in comparison to their World of Nintendo stuff. And I'm wondering if Jakks Pacific is going to be doing any of the Metroid Dread stuff. Golly, I hope so. Gotta add more Samus to the collection. No, the video's not over yet. We still gotta talk about articulation. You could probably see it from a mile away, but the legs, mandibles, things over here, they're all articulated. They're on a swivel. They can go all the way around, and they can bend in and out, in and out. And both sets are going to be fully articulated just like this. You will be able to spin, you will be able to bend in and out, and you will get a decent range of posability, further giving your gigantic Metroid of choice a little bit more personality other than, you know. And yes, they both feature the same range of articulation. They can both swivel and bend to the same extent as the original could, yet again further adding some personality to your Metroid. This doesn't really count for articulation, but I guess I could just show the inside of the box. We got a purple galaxy. You can see some of the black lights in there. This is what they all look like, not lit up. They all are hot glued in there, so I don't know how successful you will be in taking these out. I know Steven's Toy Reviews had an issue with that, or at least tried. But we've got the Metroid logo up here from Metroid Other M. We've got Samus Aran from Metroid Prime 1. You can tell by the visor. Push Me, Try Me, all that other stuff. Ultraviolet Glow Metroid, Jakks Pacific, includes one figure. Samus on one side, Samus on the other, with Metroid above her. Was it like that on the other side? Yes, it was. And on the back, you get a picture of your Ultraviolet Metroid and a read-up on it and all that good stuff, with the official Nintendo licensed product seal. And to be completely honest, despite their blunders, I'm actually quite happy I have a handful of Metroid. I do hope Jakks Pacific will do more of these though, because Metroid is a huge IP. Ridley, Kraid, Mother Brain, Metroid Prime version 2, Dark Samus. I don't know why they haven't done more. And I don't know why they keep reissuing the same 3.5 figures that can barely frickin' stand. I have a lot of pent-up anger for those things, and that's why we're talking about these instead of the Samus figures this week, because I just wanted to relax. But anyway, I do so hope you enjoyed. Patrons, thank you for coming ShinRobjira patrons. You should totally check out my Patreon and my other social media links down in the description below. And I will see you all on Monday for something truly exciting. I genuinely cannot wait. And I swear to God, if I don't get all 4 of these in one go, I'm gonna be so upset. Ah!